Listen, it doesn't matter where you're scrolling, whether you're on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, everybody is talking about Clay from Love is Blind. Clay ain't shit. He set her up. He never even loved her. He worried about her finances. You need to be worried about that too. He should have never been on the show. Da 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 da. What about AD? We need to talk about AD, and today's video is gonna do just that. My intention is not to attack anybody from this show, but it is to provide perspective so that we ourselves can be accountable for leading our best lives and reaching our most premium self. Let's get into it. Now, unless you've been under a rock, you are familiar with the hit series on Netflix, Love is Blind. They are on their 6th season, and this season, well, you know, it's always gonna come with this drama, honestly. And of course, everyone had a lot to say about the couple, Clay and AD, okay? Oh, Clay, all day, like that just honestly, it just, in this video, like I said, I'm gonna get into AD and some of her pitfalls. Now, although in this video I am not addressing Clay, I do wanna make some things clear. I do agree that he was not ready to be on this show. Everyone's aware that there's a possibility for you to form a connection, fall in love, say yes, make it to the altar. Reality is everyone doesn't say I do. Everyone just knows this. So just knowing that the show can go in that direction, let's just like call a spade. Clay wasn't ready. I don't know how certain he was of his readiness prior to getting on the show, but again, this video is not about Clay. Clay has been forthcoming since the beginning about his perceived iniquities and lack of preparedness in terms of being an adequate partner. And honestly, this video is going to talk about AD. You guys, we have to keep it a buck. And my ladies, especially my Black ladies, a lot of you are in uproar, okay? A lot of you guys are so upset with Clay, but where is the accountability for AD, okay? Now, I understand why a lot of women resonate with AD. A lot of women have been in this situation before, okay? How many of us have found a man and thought that, you know, we can get him to love us, get him to choose us? And we don't even approach it like that. We really just think, oh, I'm gonna give him what he needs. I'm going to uplift him. As a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, AD has said several times on different occasions that she was going to supplement his confidence, his strength, and basically everything he needs to feel competent to be a good partner.
Like, you're just gonna be the greatest man. Like, you're gonna hold your head higher in a different way.
Yeah.
You're gonna be so proud. You're gonna be so confident in like ways that have nothing to do with your money or your looks. You're just gonna know that like you that guy, and I'm gonna make sure that you know that like every single day.
Yeah, you gonna make me look good?
I'm gonna make you look good.
Why are we not sounding the alarm? As a woman, you are here to compliment a man, and vice versa, a man is here to compliment you. You guys are supposed to work together to make the partnership as effective as it possibly can be. Now, while she should be focused on more so being a helpmeet, she was ready to be the full formula and recipe for Clay's confidence and strength. That's not how that's supposed to go. In my opinion, AD did a poor job of recognizing and then executing her exit strategy, especially when she has said before, roll the clip.
Like, maybe you should stop dating these players and these athletes and these ballers. Let me give you the real. I was like, Clay sounds like every man that I would go for.
Yeah.
I don't really give the nice guy a try. If I see a red flag, I'm like, oh, well, I'll just paint my nails red to match. But I really want something real. But like, Clay is extremely hung up on appearance. And it does bother me because I have so much more to offer. I should have took.
She's recognizing here. This is where she is in her most grounded position, where she is able to recognize, hold up, swole up. Something here is eerily familiar. She was able to recognize that there was a lack of readiness in Clay, that there was a lack of maturity in Clay, and that he would not be able to treat her the way she deserves. Except instead of like running for the goddamn hills, what does AD do?
She stands 10 toes down
and then reiterates, convinces Clay, this is going to work. I am going to give you what you need. And unfortunately, because Clay is in the state of a man-child where he is not really comfortable in his own skin and confident in himself as a man, he accepts this. This is the validation, and honestly, it mimics a lot of the love and support that he wished he had gotten from his parents, primarily his father. And so thus, he concedes. He's like, okay, you know what? We got this. Me and you. Oh, Clay, all day. Ba, ba, ba. Clown behavior, okay? Now, AD just appears to be like the quintessential Black woman. She's gorgeous, she's bodacious, she has a great job as a club manager. Now, of course, later Clay alludes that there are some questionable things about AD's finances, but I am not a pocket watcher. I don't know what's going on in that woman's finances. Just on the surface, it appears that AD has beauty, she has smarts, she's very confident, she speaks up for herself. Yet something is missing in AD's life, and apparently it is a partner. And unfortunately, what a lot of women do all too often is make the presence of a partner primary in their lives. We need to stop that. We need to learn to decenter men and make ourselves the focal point of our lives. When we do that, we're able to be like AD in that state that she was in when she recognized this is not going to work. I am not going to do this. But unfortunately, because sometimes the, emotional part of our brain gets triggered and activated by thoughts of loneliness, something that also could have been triggered by, AD's father not being present in her life due to him passing on. When our emotional brain is triggered, we begin to just kick logic to the curb. Instead, we're doing things that will help us defeat the thoughts and the realities of loneliness. And sometimes that means compromise. And that's exactly what AD did. Now, what AD did recognize in Clay was that he was incredibly self-sufficient. And of course, we as women, we're reared to look for men that are self-sufficient because that gives us a sense of security. And as a matter of fact, do you guys remember when AD's mom first met Clay? What did she say?
Like how he speaks, how he presents himself.
Thank you.
I know it can work. It may not be 100% perfect, but it's perfect. They already have the tools that they need to make it. Wow. Amber. That's a man.
Let's just take a deep breath. And let's just...
I just think...
Is he not gorgeous?
Well...
Now, the reason why I was really not a fan of this moment is because her mom didn't really see anything or spend enough time with Clay to really recognize his manly attributes and his ability to provide and complement her daughter as a partner. She just saw that he was attractive and was like, he's a man. He's a man. He's a good man, Savannah. Like, girl, what was that based on? Like, it was baseless, honestly. But here we can get a sense of what AD has been reared to believe is the, epitome of a man. Him being attractive, him being tall, brolic seeming, and, knowing that he has his own business, you're just like, oh, check. But where is the attention to emotional maturity? Now, again, I just really wish that AD would have considered that he was giving off a lot of red flags. I mean, you're on a show where the basis is to, fall in love, sight unseen, and see whether or not love is blind. And what is Clay over there doing? All right, so you got hips or nah? You got ass or nah? Like, what you look like? Because I ain't falling in love without seeing you. Girl. Now, I'm not saying Matthew the psychopath was a better option. I just think, baby, exit the experiment because this is clearly not working. This cannot be a husband. I don't know. I don't want to make any claims as to whether or not people are here for TV time, but we have to be realistic. To have an opportunity to be on TV in your late 20s, early 30s, not too many people are going to pass that up. So people want to say, oh, I don't think Clay was on the show for the right reasons. I don't think a lot of people were, if we're keeping it a buck. I don't think a lot of people really believe that they were going to fall in love with somebody within 40 days and be able to commit the entirety of their lives to somebody else. Now, yes, there are a few instances of couples from LIB who are still together to this day and they're thriving. Chef's kiss, very beautiful. But when we look at, all the couples that didn't make it and we assess the probability here, because logic and emotions, they're best buddies. We need to stop separating them as if they're enemies. No, they work together, okay? The probability has always been, the chances of you finding love on this show and it lasting, very rare. What is guaranteed from being on this show? TV time and notoriety, drama and definitely some attention from that TV time and notoriety, and forming some lifelong connections because a lot of these castmates are still friends with each other to this day. Love that for them. But again, it is so important that we are accountable for ourselves. At the end of the day, AD would have done herself a great favor to clock some of the things that just weren't working out while they were in the pause. But nonetheless, she said yes. And now what happens here? AD sees Clay and Clay looks good. We are not going to act like Clay is not attractive. Missing tooth and all, okay? Clay is above 6 feet. He has an athletic build. He has a very symmetrical face, hairline intact, chocolate. Come on. A lot of women were like, oh, shit, cute, okay? Because we usually don't have a lot to look at when it comes to these shows, okay? But now AD is validated by the fact that, like a man, and AD is used to dating athletic guys. She said it herself. So now he's like, okay, body. And she's like, you see me? You see me?
Okay, body.
You see the material.
Everybody wants to talk shit about how Clay said, okay, body, when she stepped out. But she was like, you see the material? You see the material? So let's be real. Let's be real. Honestly, if they both would get some therapy, they probably work together really well because they just both sometimes sound like they cut from the same fucking cloth, okay? AD ate that up, okay? AD eats up any kind of compliment she gets about her body. I mean, you guys saw the clip where they were talking about her butt and she's like, squats and Jesus. Like, at the end of the day, do you, girl, because team squats, no shots in the building, okay? But at the end of the day, AD loves that kind of attention. And it's no shade to her because at the end of the day, do you. But you need to, I just feel like we're not holding her to the same standard that we're holding Clay to. She never asked for him to be this deeper, more emotionally connected person. She just said, stop saying you're gonna cheat on me. Like, you keep bringing it up. Like, give this a chance. Like, let me help you. Let me help you lead. But from my recollection of the show, AD wasn't giving, hey, like, talk to me, like, talk to me about this, and let's talk about this. Let's build on this. Hey, what are your weaknesses? Hey, okay, okay, here are my weaknesses. Like, how much vulnerability did we see on AD's side? Like, I feel like it was just a lot of surface conversation. And this is why I say, like, bro, these signs were always there. Clay was over here saying, I just feel like I'm going to cheat. I just feel like I'm going to cheat. I've been on so many infidelity trips. I just don't know if I could be a good husband. Da, 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 da. I don't want to hurt you. He was practically telling you, girl, I'm going to say no at the altar if you make me go. Like, again, this is not about Clay. And to that point, I will say, again, Clay had a responsibility to be as authentic as possible with her and his intentions with her. And he did take her all the way to the altar, smiled in her face, only to say no. Now, he said, and I quote, it was a game time decision. I don't know how game time of a decision that was, but at the end of the day, I do feel like, much like Jimmy, he could have definitely told her, I don't think we're gonna make it. I think we should date more. I think we need to work on these things. And honestly, AD also has a place to say this. We keep acting like it's the man that will take the lead on everything and should. As a woman, where is your perceptiveness? Like, where is your discernment to realize, this is not feeling right. This doesn't seem right, because there's so much doubt that this man is communicating. How can I feel comfortable being led by him? Even if you are falling into the traditional mindset of, I want a man that leads, a man that's like, I'm not really sure which way to go. That's not a man that's taking me anywhere, babes. Like, you got to have enough sense to know that. And unfortunately, I think AD was so married to the idea of being married more than she was to the idea of having the best partner for her, that she just was like, love is blind and it'll take over your mind. And now what you think is love is truly not. Girl, you need to elevate and find. You feel me? So I don't know, babes. I really do feel like a lot of women fall so much in love with the idea of having a partner that they begin to get, in a sense, desperate to have a partner. And again, this is no tea, no shade, no palm tree or lemonade, okay? I am just truly acknowledging the fact that a lot of us have been reared to look for a man, to desire a man, and to feel validated by the fact that we have a man. If you're single, you're going to start to wonder, why am I single? More often than not. And unfortunately, that allows us to compromise. We start to compromise because we rather have this box checked no matter what the criteria is to check the box. We're just like, box check, ring on finger, fiance, wife, I'm in the club. But it's like, girl, the club sucks if you're not going with the right people. Consider this analogy, right? Imagine you really love dancing and you want to go out because you're like, oh, I just got paid, I look good, pop, 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 I'm ready to dance. And when you go to the club, you break it down, man. You break it down, right? And let's imagine you call up your homegirl who like literally hates people, hates music, hates just like being alive, and honestly hates you. And you're like, girl, come with me. And she's like, whatever. And she just obliges because she's like, I love torture, I hate life, so like, let's just do it. And y'all go to the club and you just like, you just get it, right? And she's like what? Like, you're gonna be like, girl, you are a complete buzzkill. And she's gonna be like, I don't even know why I'm here. And you can't be mad at her because at the end of the day, you should have assessed, Tracy don't even really like me. She don't really like life. She don't even really like herself. I'm not even sure why I know her. I don't think she'd be the best person to go to the club with. Instead, Ashley over there, Ashley was just at the club. I saw her story. She be popping bottles. She like to buy bottles. We love a bad bitch like Ashley. And she be dancing. You and Ashley could be like this, like just getting it. Getting it, do the little, you know what I mean? Choose the right partner, okay? Then you'll have a better time at the club. Because imagine between Tracy and Ashley, who I'm going to have a better time at the club with. Best believe I'm calling my girl Ashley, okay? So at the end of the day, I do feel like AD saw time after time after time after time after time signs that Clay was not ready, that Clay was not it. But instead, because he had the image of a man that resonated with her and excited her, and that she wanted this box checked off, and she wanted to truly believe that she herself was going to be enough. I'm going to talk about that too. Enough to complete this picture. This is where we are. What really broke my heart is that AD also began to internalize Clay's lack of preparedness and incompetence to be ready for her and ready for marriage as a personal flaw of hers. Ladies, please, I beg, drop that mindset, because in no way, shape, or form are you responsible for a man being prepared to love you. Like, that has nothing to do with you. Like, that's like saying if I go to McDonald's and I want to order an ice cream and their ice cream machine's broken, I'm like, it's because of me. Like, think about how silly that sounds. You're just gonna be like, oh, McDonald's don't ever got their shit together. I'm out. I'm not even supposed to be eating fast food anyways. Why is it not the same in this predicament? Why is it not the same here? Why is it that AD saw his brokenness, like the McDonald's ice cream? Why is it that she saw his brokenness as a reflection of her? Like, I just feel like I'm not good enough. And he was like, yo, he's even saying to her, bro, is that what you think? Roll the clip.
Fucking best.
You did. Do you think it wasn't good enough? No. So everything I'm saying is not resonating to you, huh?
So how is it that Clay is made out to be this big monster when AD was also being blind, and completely disregarded that she had standards that should have been met that weren't being met, and she should have just known to get gone? Like, girl. Anyways, you leave a camera in front of me long enough, I will be here all day. But that's all I have to say. Let me know down in the comments what your thoughts are. What is your opinion of the whole Clay and all day situation on Love is Blind? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Talk to me. Anyways, that's it, y'all. Follow me on TikTok. Don't say events. I'm out. Love you. Bye.